Welcome back to the Taiwan Outlook. I am Wu Guo. In this segment, we will continue our conversation with three outstanding young presidential scholars from the U.S. And we're going to start off with a question as to how they're going to relate their impressions of Taiwan to their classmates. I'm going to still start off with Faye. Faye, you're going to be going back to UPenn upon the return of this trip. And then your classmates, they all know that your family came from Taiwan. But they're probably also, the ones that are close to you at least, they're going to know that you went on this trip in the summer to Taiwan. How are they, given the fact that probably most of your friends have never been to Taiwan, how are you going to, try to, tell them about your impressions about Taiwan, the island, the people, the foods, and every other things that you're able to pick up, from Taiwan?
So I made sure to take a lot of pictures and videos on this trip.
Okay.
Just to try to capture all the places that we've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Also, at certain places, we made things that might remind us of where we went. So I'll show that to them, and hopefully it'll help me to explain everything that I did and everything that I experienced here.
Okay. But I think your experience is a little different because, like you said, UPenn is a big school, has a lot of international students. Probably the ones that didn't come from Taiwan also had better sense of the world, more internationally in tuned. They probably traveled to other places as well. But I can't say that, with the same situation with you, Kevin, because Indiana is in the middle of America. Mm-hmm. It's not, like the coastal cities. It's certainly not one of the major metropolitan areas. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that it's anything wrong, but just the fact that you're probably not going to get as much or as many international students as you would have gotten from Princeton or from UPenn. Mm-hmm. How would you explain your impressions or convey your sense of Taiwan to your friends?
Like Faye, I made sure to take a lot of pictures.
But you got to be original. Don't be like Faye. Unlike Faye.
And well, I actually know a few Taiwanese people in IU right now.
But let me ask you, do you get Taiwanese television, satellite?
My mother does.
Okay, but would you think that that would be another way? Maybe they can watch our program and learn more about the island.
Possibly.
Yeah. How about newspapers?
I don't think we get Taiwanese newspapers in Kokomo.
But we have a couple of English newspapers here, but you also can retrieve reports and stories on the internet. Mm-hmm. Would that be another avenue that you will try to explain Taiwan to them?
Yes, Google News actually has a feature where you can choose the language, and it focuses the news on whichever country you choose. Mm-hmm. So, and there's a channel for Taiwan, actually, and I could just use that basically.
Okay, but when you use the channel, what would you do first? What part of Taiwan would you explain first?
I would probably explain
the food.
The food.
Soft-shell crab.
Right. I'm actually invite people over to try my mom's cooking. Okay. Because she is from Taiwan.
Okay, good. And any other things that you might try to relate to them? Because given the fact that probably most of your friends to be never been to Taiwan. Mm-hmm. Okay, how would you relate your special connection with Taiwan to them?
Well, as I said before, it's really hard to do with pictures or videos. So
but let me ask you. I mean, we certainly have what we call in Taiwan the soft power. We have some very outstanding, for example, artists or athletes that are internationally well known, certainly in the States. For example, Wang Jianming, the dominant pitcher. Now he's injured, unfortunately, with the Yankees. Would that be an angle that you can use? Taiwan's soft power. This is a small island with only 23 million people, but sports. I mean, it's a common language for young people, especially among boys.
Right.
Yeah. And, do you watch baseball?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite team?
I would have to say the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, not Yankees.
Oh, no, everyone hates the Yankees in the U.S.
Okay, Kevin, you can go home now. Brian, how about you?
Yeah, that's another big difference from America. Nobody there likes the Yankees so much. My favorite would have to be the Pittsburgh Pirates just because of proximity.
Yeah, to home, yes. Pittsburgh has done very well in professional sports.
Yes, past Steelers and hockey this year. Come on, Pirates. Let's bring it home. Not so much luck with that so far, but to convey it to my friends, I guess you just use sports, use music. I've let some of my friends listen to Taiwanese music before. I'm not sure they liked it so much.
Who's your favorite musician in Taiwan? Artist?
Jay Cho.
Jay Cho. Okay. Yes. How about Tsai Yi-ling? You listen to her?
Does she sing "Hey You, Mr. Q"?
I don't know if what that is in Mandarin. How about you, Faye? Any favorite artist, music-wise, or?
I'm not sure yet.
Popular culture. How about you, Kevin?
I'd have to say Jay Cho too.
Okay, all right. But let's go back on the other, thing I raised. Some of the other soft powers that we often mention, from Taiwan, is director Ann Lee.
Yes.
Who is, of course, the Oscar winner, with movies like, The Wedding Banquet, The Brokeback Mountain, and then also he's done very well with other, movies as well. He's coming out with a new film called Woodstock, supposedly for release later this year. And if you talk about, films, entertainment, movies from Taiwan, you can certainly identify a number of them who are very well known, highly respected, on the Hollywood stage. Would that also be an angle that you consider?
Yes, I think a lot of my friends are fans of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, which I think was Taiwanese produced.
It was the Oscar Best Foreign Language Film that year.
Yes.
Okay, but let me ask you, you all have notebook computers?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Who are the makers? Are they Acers?
I have Asus.
Oh, Asus. Yeah. Okay, good. And any other, using a Taiwanese brand? Acers or Asus or others? But no matter what the brand is, they might have still been manufactured in Taiwan.
Right.
Okay? Certainly, a lot of people look at Taiwan as the IT hub of East Asia, if not all over the Asia. Okay? But these are what we call the soft powers of Taiwan, that you can certainly use, the different leading personalities or products that came from Taiwan, very well made, very well designed, as a way of bridging your connection with friends and that are interested in knowing more about Taiwan. Would that be something that, Faye, maybe you can, pursue in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I think not a lot of people realize what a great contribution to the world Taiwan has made. And for example, you have a LCD television home. Okay, a lot of the flat panel displays are manufactured in Taiwan. Okay, Brian?
For sure. Like, whenever my friends ever see something that says "Made in Taiwan" on it, I always comment that yes, I'm also made in Taiwan, I guess.
Exactly.
So there's a connection right there.
And how about the other areas or the other angles that you may want to, pursue in terms of relating to your, teachers? I don't know if they do it like a, self-introduction at the first day on campus. I don't suppose that happens on college life anymore. But just in case in the future that maybe you join a club, on campus at college, how would you, if you are asked to introduce yourself, and then if the subject of Taiwan comes up, how would you, present yourself, in your special connection to Taiwan?
Yeah, through this trip, I've been able to learn enough that I can actually describe so many more cultures, just Aboriginal people, Hakkanese people, and just Han people of Taiwan. So with all this new knowledge, if I was in a club or something, I could just have so many more facts and so much more discussion about Taiwan.
Yes, and we mentioned at the beginning of our program today is the OCAC, Overseas Compatriots Affairs Commission. They certainly have a lot of cultural centers around the states. Okay, I don't know if you guys ever been to one of those. I'm sure they have one in Chicago or in some of the other metropolitan areas. I'm not sure about Indiana, but the fact of the matter remains is, these are also resources that you can use, to let them know about the kinds of services, exposure to Taiwanese culture, language, the people, the place. These are the places that you can go. Maybe in the future, I'm sure that there's one maybe close to Princeton and also to UPenn. and in the future that these are also resources that you can rely on.
Yes.
Okay, and then certainly, I mean, we are now talking about a very, interconnected and very globalized world. Everybody just one, click away on the internet. There are many websites, on the internet that you certainly can use. These are resources that if you want to ever, for example, when I was going to college and graduate school in the States, I often had a hard time finding information about Taiwan, because we, are internationally isolated. We're not part of the United Nations, so you can't get data on Taiwan through UN publications. So you had to go to the library and find government or official, publications about statistics about Taiwan or numbers about Taiwan. But nowadays, it's not the case with you. You guys have a lot better, a lot easier on the internet. I think these are the resources that you should use in terms of presenting Taiwan in a more comprehensive way.
Yeah.
Okay. Something for you guys to keep in mind. Okay, we're going to take another short break and we'll come back to our program and we'll continue this final segment with our 3 young outstanding presidential scholars from the U.S. We'll be back.